Hello Newsmark viewers. We continue to bring you all the hot developments regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. As you know, the war continues with all its violence. The war, which is closely followed by international politics, seems to affect Europe in a short time. European countries, which already had security concerns due to the ongoing war, increased their defense investments. Russia, on the other hand, continues its aggressive behavior without paying attention to these. The primary action of European countries against Russian aggression was to support Ukraine. European countries have also made great contributions to the arms supplied to Ukraine. In addition, the contribution of European countries in terms of intelligence is also quite significant. Ukrainian intelligence is devising strategies to capture the plans and projects of the Russian army. Personnel in various parts of Europe and Russia are making significant efforts in the flow of information to Ukraine. In the days when information turns into power, an important reaction is rising from Europe. As in his previous statements, French President Emmanuel Macron is discussing the agenda of sending troops to Russia. According to the information we have obtained in the past days, the French army will seriously deploy troops to Ukraine. There was a big shock after the incredible news emerged. The French army sending troops to the front was on the agenda before. It was reported by Russia that this move would be considered as a declaration of war. This means that a conflict environment is emerging between Russia and France. In the midst of scandalous allegations, both sides, who want to increase their war gains, continue their attacks. The Ukrainian army organized a new attack against the Russian Navy the other day. The Ukrainian attack caused damage to the Russian Navy. Russia, which has been losing naval parts in the harbor since the beginning of the war, has added a new loss to its list. Ukrainian army units reported that they will continue to destroy Russian targets. No statement has yet been made from the Russian army. Now, if you are ready, let's examine the latest developments together. As Newsmark, we continue to bring you developments regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments you make to our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments with us in the comments. Tell us in the comments what content you want to see on the Newsmark channel. Let's start if you are ready. Newsmark is reporting. New footage released the other day shows the moment Ukrainian naval drones attacked Russian ships in Moscow-controlled Crimea in Kiev's latest offensive on the annexed peninsula. Images recorded by the Ukrainian army from the battlefield are frequently shared. In the last images shared, the moments of the attack of the Ukrainian army were shared. The shared images reached thousands of people in a short time. After the attack, a statement was made by the Ukrainian authorities. Ukraine's military intelligence agency announced that one of its special units, known as Group 13, destroyed 2 Russian patrol boats using crewless surface ships. The Ukrainian army's active use of unmanned weapons technology and increasing its gains were appreciated. A short clip released by the Ukrainian military intelligence agency shows at least 1 Russian boat under attack by a helicopter. Recorded night vision footage then shows scenes just before at least 1 unmanned naval vehicle crashes into a stationary ship, and a ship firing towards the incoming drones. Ukraine's military intelligence agency said that Russian forces are using a variety of fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and small arms to defend against naval drones targeting western Crimea. The Ukrainian military intelligence agency said that the Magura V-5 maritime attack drones, which are often used to launch attacks against Russian assets in Crimea, have arrived. The Ukrainian army is organizing successful operations with unmanned aerial vehicles both from the air and from the sea. This success achieved by the Ukrainian army is also appreciated by military experts. The Ukrainian army has a great success rate in attacks against the Russian Navy. As a result of the attacks, the Russian Navy lost a significant part of the Black Sea Fleet. The cost of the lost ships caused great damage to the Russian economy. While the Ukrainian army continues its attacks, interesting developments are taking place in Europe. France, which came to the fore with its statements against Russia in the previous days, made a new move. According to reports, France plans to send instructors to Kiev in a few days to train the Ukrainian army. The development was reported by the French press the other day, citing sources familiar with the matter. The news came days after Ukraine's top commander, General Alexander Syrskyi, said that France had signed papers authorizing it to send military instructors to his country to train Ukrainian forces. France's main objective is to train and provide the Ukrainian army with the opportunity to train its own personnel. France, along with Ukraine's other NATO allies, has trained more than 100,000 troops since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. It is noteworthy that France is doing this within the European Union. Shortly after Syrskyi's statement, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry issued a statement saying that Kyiv was still in talks with France and other countries on this issue. France will soon send military trainers to Ukraine, and the training will focus on mine contact, and the equipment will be provided by Ukraine's Western allies. French President Emmanuel Macron showed the world his insistence on the possibility of sending ground troops to Ukraine. Macron has said in previous statements that France's support for Kyiv has no limits. Other NATO members, including the United States and Germany, have refused to send ground troops to Ukraine. Last March, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said that President Joe Biden made it clear that we will not put U.S. boots on the ground. Russian President Vladimir Putin warned in February that Russia will not allow anyone to interfere in its internal affairs and that his country's strategic nuclear forces are in full readiness. Trying to maintain the delicate balance in the region, the authorities are planning for challenging missions. The Ukrainian military and the Russian military are expected to focus on new operations in the coming days. How do you interpret the scandalous destruction of the Russian ship? What do you think about the Ukrainian army's achievements in unmanned combat vehicles? How do you think the Russian army compensates for its combat losses? What do you think was the breaking point of the war between Ukraine and Russia? We care about your opinion. Please share it with us.